I used to go to high school right across the street from this program. I wasn't doing what I had to do, they sent me to another high school. From there, I didn't do what I had to do, I dropped out. And so many times I would pass this building and pass it, and me myself knowing it was a GED program, I never stopped to go inside and look what it was about, no. But then, you know, I actually sat down and I thought about it. I was like, if you really do what you have to do, be patient, focus, and actually put effort into completing what you want to do, then anything's really possible. When I came in, I met Gene. He told me I got my GED in 3 weeks. He told me that, and I was like in shock, like, a GED in 3 weeks? Is that possible? I was like, I got my GED. The emotion right there, I was just like, wow. I was going all these years asking for jobs, and it was all turning me down. I go and get my GED, the first job I applied to, bam, right there. It couldn't be no better than that.
I believe I can, I believe I will, I believe I know my dreams are real. I believe I can, I believe I will, I believe I'm growing soon, and that is what I do believe.
What I think that makes this special is the support that we have as instructors and the support that students have as students, and the support is from every place.
All of us in this program, we have a passion for this. Every time a student comes to my office and they tell me, Claudia, I passed the test, or Claudia, I'm ready to go to college, or Claudia, I'm passing my classes in college, I think it's a reward for all of us.
The moment I came in, like, I felt right in. Like, I felt like I was in the right spot. The teachers were, you know, they weren't like teachers from school.
The way that teachers in a classroom typically will communicate with a student, it's kind of like that banking system of education where I'm the teacher and you're the student. And in essence, what I say goes, and these are my assignments for the semester, and you have to produce this, much more so on the high school level. I think that by the time students are leaving the high school level and they're thinking about college, they're going to be looking at it as though this is a continuum to that experience, which is not allowing them to grow, which is not allowing them to perform at their maximum potential.
One prime factor is to get to know the student, because once you're able to understand their wants, you could identify with those wants and kind of cater it.
They actually sit down and they, you know, they don't just teach you something and expect for you to learn it, and if you don't learn it, you know, then you just keep it moving. No, they actually sit down and they focus on what you really have problems with, what you really need more improvement in.
We identify with each person as an individual, and we don't generalize things. And I think that's the difference between this place and others.
I went to another GED program, and I didn't like the environment there. I felt like I was still in high school, like I still doing the same thing. And, but I still tried it, still decided to come here because I was motivated to move up, do something with my life. So when I came here to the program, it was freaking cool. They didn't have like their parents in you or do this like mommy said. They're talking to you like your friend, you know? And it's like, they're not making you feel like you're a child. They're making you feel like, yo, you're an adult. You need to do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna tell you why.
We try to, I guess, approach the academic part of this program in a different, I like to think in an innovative kind of way. Very early on, upon orientation, the students are introduced to this whole idea of Club Impact. Club Impact stands for Improving My Progress at College Today. It's a student-led, student-run organization. It demonstrates the power of mentoring.
Well, when I was in the GED program, I associated with a lot of the people there, especially the staff. I grew a bond with them. So I figured, since I was actually going to the same college where my GED program was, I could, you know, stop by, help out and stuff. So I actually started as a volunteer, helping students with extra work or just picking up phones. When I got hired as a peer mentor in the beginning part-time, that's when like the idea of, you know, retaining students came into play. And when I got hired full-time, we actually came up with the Club Impact.
Impact, they're excited about helping. To see students leave here and become a part of Bronx community and come back and work with the students who are trying to achieve the GED, is extremely helpful because sometimes it takes a 19-year-old to explain a math problem to a 19-year-old, and they are a lot more successful than a teacher trying to explain that same problem.
Teachers, as we know, are overworked and underpaid. Administrators, overworked and underpaid. So by including the student as a partner, especially a student who has gone through the process, it's a win-win situation.
I find that the students who are doing better in college now are those who are helping others. It helps their own progress. One of the responsibilities of the students is to give information, a lot of information to their peers, what mistakes to avoid in college, the places they can go if they need help, like the tutoring center, tips about financial aid. They provide a wealth of information to the incoming students who may not know anything about college.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to open the students' eyes, and we want to show them the system in college. We have students who were sitting in the GED classes before, who have gone to college, coming to speak to the students that are sitting in class. I see like other students looking at me as a role model. I think just me telling my story to them and telling them how I stayed consistent, and my long train rides to work, to school, back to pick up my son, to go back home and do the same thing for 5 days a week, it inspires them.
It was great. And it was like people like my age or 2 years older talking to me about how they went through my process and now they're getting ready to get their bachelor's. So it's like, if you could do it, I could do it.
People turn off when they get information from quote unquote authority figures, or they get this, they feel like, okay, he's telling me that because, that's his job, that's what he's supposed to say. I'm 43 years old. I've spent most of my life, my adult life, in and out of prison. A lot of people see things as beyond their grasp because they see, well, this is where I'm coming from. But if you see someone who came from there and they did it, it becomes more real to you.
So by becoming models and participating within the program, by tutoring and mentoring, just being present there on the floor as a college student, Club Impact became a big asset in a place where there was a void.
When we started the program in fall 2007, only 20% were actually enrolling into college. In fall 08, 80% of the students who passed the GED from our program went to college and stayed in college. After they made us part of it and made us, in a way, leaders, everything changed. They see me as a role model. So what they do is they want to follow that path.
When I started the program, I saw William and Hipólito. They are young. They were doing good and they were working the program. They used to talk to me and call me. So it kind of, pushed me. I saw like, I want to be like those people. And I think that's what I'm working at the program right now. I'm giving back to the community, but I didn't decide like that. Something kind of pushed me.
And it just makes you feel so positive. And at the same time, you're doing these physical things that empower you to do even better, that everything works.
So I'm just thankful to be a part of this program. I think it's the best program that I've worked with in my GED experiences over the last 16 years.
Future Now isn't just a GED program. They realize, if I can do this, why can't I go to college? Why can't I get the career I want? Why can't I do what I want?
We have been able to assist GED students who have graduated from Future Now with college enrollment, college persistence, and follow-up services.
That's what I try to relay. GED is important, but transitioning into college from GED makes a difference.
It just took that little push. And it was like just a big explosion, like boom. I can't believe that I actually got my GED. So many people told me I couldn't, and I did. And on graduation day, when I just, I was filled with emotions, passing down from in front, being able to receive a diploma on stage, knowing that you did good, hearing all the inspirational speakers and telling you on everything you have accomplished, it just feels good. There's no better feeling to know that you've actually accomplished something worth, being proud of.
I believe